understand.
Checking.
Redeem. Break it down and make it look like a design, please. It's hard to understand because it's designed. It's 01. It's 01. They're called painting service. When Seki was in his 20s, 30s, I guess I'm in my 20s and late half. There was momentum. I'm also doing it at other grounds.
Mr. Hoba!
This Seki, I'm going to make it a spring.
Yes.
I think it's a good suit. It's not round. Orthodox. Nowadays, I was hit with a toy that felt like that. It's not a wetsuit. I think it's safe. I don't think it's a bad move. If anything, I think it's a beautiful method. Just... And I think there are things like that. A little... Before, use something like that. I have the impression that I'm being hurt. There were quite a few riders too.
Mickey.
I think the output is being handled well, so one peace of mind. I think there's 26. This time I will use a spring. Length or something. I left it to you as a guideline. The thin part of the knee, that's roughly below the knee, because it will become the thin part. It's just the rubbing part. I thought it would be better to see it, well, vinegar, different habits of each person. There is also, because it also has a length. Is it an order? There is also the question of whether it is a ready-made product. So we're actually in that wetsuit. Look at the one above. I'm making a judgment. What is spring? If it's too short, it keeps rising while it's reflecting. So it is better to have some length. Sure. There is also a length. Because of the knee pad, if you cut it off, Mickey easily. If you think about it, knee pad, I cut it off without any connection. You can bend it, but originally, knee pad. In business inspection, I cut it off. Materials such as iron are used, so movement
does not grow.
Or it's getting hard, so the sewing machine will go into breaks. This is a hindrance, so use this. I want to make it non-existent, so length also adjusts. Soil. To make it easier to process, I will post this part of the article after all. I thought it would be better. So, about this belt. It feels like putting it on. Do it all the way around. Spring. A little while ago, it's long. The feeling is long. Back. So that the bend of the leg does not get in the way. The same length as before. From the side. Feels like it's going up. Maybe exactly the reason. Mickey, like this, shaped in was cut. It's better that made with new cotton. I'll go.
Mickey, this.
I'll decide which part to cut now. After all, it's the mold of the manufacturer or factory, designed by paper, because it's different. What is a wetsuit? After all, after a certain amount of time, after more than one season, it's definitely close to that person's shape. Body type. I mean, I'm wearing a wetsuit.
Onishi.
Where it's getting bigger, after all, it's getting smaller. It feels like it's fitting with the atmosphere. You're going to do it as an image. Therefore, after all, each maintenance, it's better to cut it at this length. It's good. I haven't made a decision. In my case, look at the upper teeth. Balance. The length of the spring in my shorts. I wish it was this long. I provided the service, I thought. With that in mind. Sekiso. I'm thinking of cutting it. In this case. Is it a Ushijima order? The person who looked like he saw it. The wetsuit is a little more than I imagined. It's a big feeling. Match that bamboo, then just... Good construction. What if I cut it in a state that is easy to process? After all, a little... I think it's short. From what I saw just now, feeling long. That, considering what I think can be done with the view...
Seki's knee.
Strike back where there is a cut of tine, where there are parts cut in. I think it would be better if it was finished. I fell about 2 centimeters from here.
Toseki.
This new put an article finished. I'm not creating an image. So here once I think I'll cut it. I'll cut it if you cut it like this from the front. In the end, based on my experience making patterns, mirror, make it sideways. Make this kind of shape. I will make a pattern according to the condition. The tree is also this. It's easier to do and better in the state, so you can also cut it as is. I'll cut it here. It's terrible. Hey, just outside. But this time it's Mr. Zero. It's better to cut from the inside. This bottom, well, just a little. I think we can connect with each other, so I want to cut here. Inside this, the length to be cut. I was wondering if I should match it here. Original part. Comments from the suit. Cube. I'd like to locate it. Yeah. This is what I imagined. Yes. Nine centimeters from the fat master of the knee. In. Five. If you make a pattern with the orientation, this part is just center of the foot. From both. Straight up. Then, just a little behind this. It feels like this. Like this. It will look like this. I'm going to turn this around. It's a sea urchin shape. Red centimeter. Priority size. The other side has the same conditions. However, this is familiar and secure in the same way. I mean, if I delete it from the short end, I'm doing it with this in mind. I told you for the first time, after all, make a wetsuit. And a fragrance and wetsuit. To fix it, this kind of guideline, left, right pair, it is made properly according to the name and in terms of design. It's not asymmetric. It was originally made that way. That's where it is. Ushijima, this one is still left. Easy to do. Just nowadays, made with an emphasis on the design of Mr. Brand and so on. Adults, after all, the design is heavy. You can find someone by sight, just as you said. Things like that will come out. Sometimes it's funny. Jima, after all, with my aunt and my prayers.
Ushijima.
Problems also arise. There are things that are good and bad, firmly. Right left. It's not surfeit, but is it a target? There are also things like that. So, think about, if you do something like that, trust after all. It's better to wear a wetsuit where you can... I think it's good. Even in Ushijima every year. If you want to change, I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Chief, off. Delicious. I see. Oh, good.
Yes, don't like this. I'm going. Introducing Ushijima. I may have intervened, but like this is large. The video is the small one is there is this time like this. What is already done, I'll roughly cut it once. Use the big one.
That's amazing.
We can't hand. It's dangerous though. Mickey like this. This kind of thing also happens when you fold it. This kind of state. Sinky, still straight. Mickey, I can't do it. There are also situations where you rub it. Sinky probably established. In this state, shins. You know, it's kind of hard to configure this. Yoshi, the nice but beautiful shape. Then folding seems easy.
Make elbows. As the other side.
Waste. We'll use it at the top. Today is...
Thank you.
Yes. Hey. See you next time. We will decide the width there is no such thing anymore.
Until I'll tap it.
See you next time. Knew where to put an article. I've roughly decided, just like before, in half. Think inside. I have it though. So much for the original post. It's going up, so wouldn't just. There are some things you fixed yourself. I'm doing it too, but up to this point, it's sticky. And this one on the other side of so it went up in design. It's the outer sticky, so this where there is no, because I would like to do more. Sticky is too wide. I think I don't have to, so already a little. I think it's my preference though.
Secure.
Dial. In the part of to place the article. Tree and from here, from the pad, 6 centimeters. This from the beginning when cutting parts, 6 centimeters. At that point, now that you have a guideline, make the other side the same way. Try leaving this place in mid-mid. Maybe the angle, roughly the other side, but it fits. It's visual or image, but that's it. I'm doing it while checking. Take it this time. Before you roughly cut. Think a little about the amount of unwinding. I think I have to do it. I'll just make that adjustment.
I love it. Yes.
As much as possible. Mickey has just opened a bolt though, that I will sew again. Would you like to avoid? Mickey used in good condition. If you can, remain as is. I want to do it. One more time. It's beautiful to rephrase. After all, a shape that leaves a lot of holes. So, it might be easier to tear next time. There is also a reason why. Correction or something to leave.
Mickey.
Just now, push it inside of the crotch. Think like a foot. In parts. I thought like pattern.
Mickey.
When I checked, it's up here, so when I turn it back and forth, pad goes up. Don't just cut it straight anymore. Mickey is it. From the knees to the upper body. Wear it with this half of your body. Since I'm making a pattern, Mickey looks this time. Just think about this. I have to. It's like raising the Orby soul as an image. Mickey, I don't think it's very cool if I go down. That's what I think. I don't think it looks good, so somewhat straight. I think it would be better to leave it in a state. Then this line. Mickey, that line. A line that connects to this line, I just made it. I think it's a little hard to see, but cut. This will cut it. Mickey, I won't cut it in this state. Your weight will change. According to the line I made, it will become a design next time. So we're going to cut. I use scissors. Now, the part where you replace the door, I'm going to cut it.
Excuse me.
Mickey, we make parts like this. The correct parts. Just this is the foot in the state of with legs. Since the width is matched, it's bigger than a spring. Spring is to prevent it from coming up. These shoes shape that closes when walking because I want to. Without messing with that, just here. To some extent, I will add the entrance part, so this shape such that part of the spring closes. Make. Mickey parts that changed the article. What I woke up on paper is, hurry up, because it's certain. Leave it on paper. I fixed it. And the negative part, I fixed it with paper. So, new mad day on paper. If we create a new standard, I think it's early, if I put it like this. Just one more bottle. I'll even make a tape for you. After all, Grandma Seki. Well made, though.
Onishi.
It's the same here. Turn the repaired part yourself. Rather than, maybe it's this close. The one on the left side is also broken. I think it was stuck. But this sewn place, when you see that it was hand sewn, well, it's gone. Deadline, my eyes, it looks like it's torn. Type's common in repairs. It often happens, but say often, if the tape isn't so good, not very recommended. There is also a feeling that there is no point if you don't do it, but by attaching tape, maybe I've indulged here. If so, I think there's no need for it. I think so. So, with reinforcement, will you use it? Drinking, do you use it as a stop? That kind of place? After all, Mickey thought about it. Articles from now on, make. I think people have to do it. I think so. The base is not bad, it's getting softer. But that softness is just in case. Break. Maybe it's not good for not being able to do it.
Ushijima already.
There's no way I can answer that. Balance there. The way to make it next time is good. I think we have to change it. Mickey yet? Second parts are completed. That's one. Articles about Seki. Remake with paper. Narrow the width. I made a new one. Now we're going to put this on. I have applied it many times already. I'll stick it from the back. I think there's no doubt about it. On paper, I'm remaking it. Form to some extent. I know. This is what I'm most worried about. It's time. My heart is pounding.
About a year, huh?
Tape. It's not a normal tape, but this again, it's a difference. It was kind of popular. The current one, many of them are used on tables. It's a tape. Well, you know, it's left in the bag. Mickey recommended, or rather, came out with it. Seki, so it's overseas. I'm doing it on the front. As something that can be used in the same way, it's now reduced to the table. I mean, it also shows stretchability. Well, shit. But I end up wearing it. At the border, then on the contrary, weak, it becomes clearer and clearer. I think it's going to wake up. will be the opposite of the right, so Ushijima, wrinkles like this. The thickness may change, so after all, because of this. Is that terrible? The deterioration is severe. Healing. I felt like I saw it after all. I don't know if that's the right answer. I think there are times when I can't get used to it. Sometimes we refuse. Shijima, after working to defeat the enemy, I won't go back. So, the one who started doing Shijima acrylic, it's all peeled off because it cannot be repaired. Even if I repair it, it probably won't last anymore. So, I leave that judgment to you. After doing it, the network don't like it, then before you do it, I wonder if it would be better to get into trouble. It feels good, getting into good shape.
Yes, that's right.
Ushijima, it's silhouette-wise, isn't it, with this? Ushijima, I understand. I think it's okay. If what? I sometimes wonder if it's disgusting. The longer one, it also looks good. Also, if you insist on fixing it, cut this or you can make them buy out, so short and low. You will definitely have to change it. Ushijima small rather than short. I think this is better. Seki, yes, then attach the other side as well. I will exhibit it in the future and show it to you again.
Was it good?
Yes.
a nice shape. This is it. I'll sew the front.
A little.
It's already taken me, but there are people who are precious. Mickey, if I wanted to make it easy, I think it should be short. But firmly. I think you should fix it. It's like this. It's like this. Mickey, from now on, it's been done. I did it this time. So I understand that you told me it's not true, but if it was black, I think it would be okay to use it on a regular basis. Now you're done. Please take a look. Make it a spring